What, bro?
A mink coat, and he called his shoes the Lemon Pepper Stepper.
Not the Lemon
And he
Pepper
gave me a nickname called the Percolator.
Well, I like that. I like that nickname. Let's talk about this Lakers-Rockets game, though. As we mentioned, no KD for Houston, but no Luka or Reeves for LA. So LeBron and company, what you going to do in Game 1? Up ahead. How about that? 41 years, 109 days old. LeBron is the oldest player with 10-plus assists in a playoff game in NBA history. Lakers had a 2-point lead at the break. But even beyond that, Perk, LeBron is still getting it done in so many ways.
And look, this is unacceptable, though, if you're the Houston Rockets. Come on, we call that daddy ball. That's what I do to my sons in the driveway. Here you go again. 5 or 6 dribbles right here, no help whatsoever. This is what he does at 41 years old.
So the Lakers were up 75-66 going to the fourth quarter, and then LeBron's like, you know what, enough of that daddy ball. I'm going to step from here, count it up, 28 feet, that's deep. Lakers up 13, but Luke Kennard, he was going off.
And he was not on my bingo card to have 27 points tonight. I mean, you talk about trust. J.J. Redick got the max out of him tonight.
Game high 27, but then LeBron. Okay, no, look, ain't nothing you can do about that. I don't care who you are.
Well, you know he's left-handed though.
Well, okay, fine.
Okay.
That's sure, Perk. He's left-handed. That wasn't left-handed, but that was still silk from the baseline, pulling away. Lakers go big. LeBron goes for 19 and 13, and J.J. Redick and company, they got a 1-0 series lead.
We understood the situation that we're going to be in, and we understand how basically how our demographic of offensively, how we're going to play had to completely change. So we spent a lot of time of this week, the week leading up to this game, honing in on what we need to do offensively, because it's just a different style of how we play now. You know, when you're missing so much. I mean, I was on the floor with my son, like in a playoff game. That's probably the craziest thing that's ever happened to me in my career. It was just so cool to be out there with him and his brother and sister and his mom in the building and his grandma. You know, like, that's just insane. You know, like, my mom get to watch her son and her grandson during the playoffs. That's crazy.
Well, look, somewhat of a struggle for LeBron in the first round in recent years since winning that title in the bubble. He's 1-3 in the first round after starting his playoff career 14-0 in the opening round, but a Game 1 win is a good start to turning that around, obviously.
Lakers led by the trio of LeBron James, Luke Kennard, and DeAndre Ayton, winning 107-98 over the Kevin Durant-less Rockets. KD missed Game 1 tonight with a right knee injury. They said it was a contusion. So the start of the series, no KD, no Luka, no Austin Reeves, all sidelined with injuries. That's not how the NBA, you probably got 2 all-NBA selection players that's out with KD and Luka. And this is not how they wanted to start. But, hey, the Lakers will take a win on their home court anywhere they can get it right now, Joe. Joe, what did you like about what you saw from the Lakers? Because they came out on the attack mode, doing a great job of moving the basketball. But what did you like most about what you saw from the Lakers?
Well, I mean, initially, when I found out KD wasn't playing, I was like, come on, man.
I really
it's not that I didn't want to watch it, but it's like I kind of already knew the outcome. You know what I mean? Because, you know, the Lakers came out, guns are blazing. You know, everybody was hitting on all cylinders. Bron was getting everybody involved because you know why? He knew he didn't have to put up no heroic performance tonight. You know what I mean?
What do you have? 15 shots?
I mean, because the Rockets, when you look at it, they have no rhyme or reason to what they were doing offensively. It was like your turn, my turn. You know what I mean? They had no rhythm, no continuity, and without a Kevin Durant, you know, Fred VanVleet. You know, when you don't have veteran guys out there who can settle those young guys down, they just get helter-skelter. You know, everybody just out of control. Everybody going one-on-one. Everybody trying to get a bucket. So I never thought that they would really even be in the game with the Lakers because I seen how Luke Kennard came busting. I said, hold up. I know Bron, like, woo. You know, all I'm gonna do is feed you, bro. I'm gonna get these downs. But I thought the Lakers, they played great, bro. They played with high energy. They did what they were supposed to do. Hey, it don't matter who suit up. Hey man, we got to get a victory by any means.
Any means necessary. You're absolutely right, Joe. I thought the thing was that LeBron's like, you know what? The likelihood of Shingun is an all-star, but the likelihood of them minus KD, of them beating us, I'm not going to really have to do any heavy lifting. I think he got those last 4 shots probably in the last 2 minutes of the ball game. Because for the longest time, he only had 11 shots. Rui had 10. DA had 10. Marcus Smart had 12. Luka Kennard was 9 of 13, 5 of 5 from 3, 4 of 6. Their problem is they can't make any free throws. That at some point in time, that's got to bite you, Joe.
Yeah, talking about the Lakers.
They're a terrible free throw shooting team. I mean, that's pitiful. Fortunate, and also they had the game in control in the first half, and then the last 5 minutes they just started turning it over. Because if you look at the way they shot, think about this, Joe. They shot 61% from the floor. They shot 53% from the three. They almost shot as good from the floor as they did from the free throw line. They only shot 65% from the free throw line, and still, you only won by 9 points. You held them to 38% from the floor, 33% from the three, 68% from the free throw line, and you only win by 9. You know why? Because you was careless, you was reckless with the basketball, and you allowed them to stay in. So that's something. If I'm JJ, look, you never accept anything in a win you wouldn't in a loss. Because if you had lost this game with all those turnovers, those careless turnovers, you'd be pissed. So what you need to do is let them know, hey, we won. We're excited about the win, but this is not good enough to continue.
Definitely. They definitely got to cut down on the turnovers. And I think if I'm being honest, and I know none of those guys will ever come out and say it, but they had to let their guard down a little bit. It was just they was lackluster a lot of the times, and they just played to the level of the Rockets when I felt, they had a chance to really go up another level or two. You know what I mean? Like you gotta wound that animal, man. You gotta keep his ass down. You gotta keep him wounded. And you can't get them young boys life. And they started making shots because they all were taking ill-advised shots. The Rockets were. And I said, man, listen, ain't no way they're going to be able to beat the Lakers playing like this.
A game like this, you hoping to let LeBron play 32 minutes. You don't need to play him 38 minutes. Rui played 42 minutes. Luka Kennard played 38 minutes. You ain't trying to play them minutes like that. This game should have been over if they'd have taken care of the basketball. If they'd have rebounded the basketball. I mean, I thought on the offensive glass, hold up, what did they have? Rebound. They would just get rebound after rebound after rebound. Let's see. Jabari Smith had 5. Shingun had 4. Amen Thompson had 4. Jazon Tate had 4. Tara Eason had 3. They had 21 offensive rebounds. Damn. 21. The Lakers had 3. So you let a team now you're minus 18 on the offensive rebounding glass. You turned the ball over. You just kept turning it over. You're plus 5 in turnovers. That's a recipe to get your ass beat if you're not careful, especially the next game. Now, it all depends on what KD does. You're not winning. If KD plays, I don't see them winning this game. But then maybe LeBron is a little bit more aggressive. I thought the defense was suffocating. And then it just seemed like they get lax.
Yeah, it's like they get bored with the successes they having. And they start doing things that's very uncharacteristic. It's like just turnovers just start happening out of nowhere. I'm like, man, how you turn that ball over? Like, why you throw it to him?
Exactly.
So it's things that happen when you watch it on film. It's very glaring and it stands out. And I think they'll definitely come to game 2 with a more focused attitude, because if KD play, bro, I mean.
Yeah. Well, hey, they better come with a better attitude, because I'm gonna be in attendance.
Oh, you
and I'm
going
gonna
to
be
the
pissed
game?
if they lose. I'm going to the game, Joe. I'm going to the game. I'm gonna be out there. I was like, you know what? Let me call my guy. And I went to the and I called him and he hit me up. He was like, yeah, I got you covered. So I'm gonna be in attendance. So they damn sure better win. I'm gonna feel some type of way.
I think what you can really take away from this is that the absence of Kevin Durant for the Rockets was so glaring tonight for a number of reasons. Yeah, we know he averaged 26 points a game, and that's a given, right? But you got to understand the guys that surrounded him, like Jabari Smith and the Thompson kid and the Reed Shepherds, Shingun. He makes their job so much easier because he attracts so much attention. And you can see it tonight. It was so glaring. It was like, look at Shingun. He was 6 for 19 tonight. You know what I mean? Because he was playing out of character tonight. And I just feel like KD's absence was so glaring tonight. Not only because he scores the ball well, but because he attracts so much attention that these guys like Reed, he would have been shooting a lot more wide open shots versus going 6 for 20. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes. I mean, you look at Smith was 5 of 14, Şengün 6 of 19, Amin Thompson 7 of 18, Reed Shepherd, as you mentioned, 6 of 20, Dejon Tate 1 of 5, Tari Eason had a nice game, he was 7 of 7, Capella was 1 of 2, and then Holiday was 0 for 4. Guys, what you don't get is that, and this is why I can tell you guys have never been in a situation, because you'll accept anything as long as you get the job done. I'm a firm believer in this goes back 30 years. You never accept anything in a win you wouldn't in a loss. If you approach it like that, you guard against it, because you can't. And that was the hardest thing. That was the hardest thing, because I grew up in a situation, Joe. We won the game. Everybody's excited. Yeah. But if you want to go to the next level, listen at the great players. I know you've heard Jokic talk. I know you've heard Shea talk. I know you've heard the great players talk. Yes, we're excited with the win, but this is unacceptable way play. As a matter of fact, Shea talked about how disappointed he was with the way he played, and they won the NBA Finals, and he was Finals MVP, and he was MVP of the league, and he said he was disappointed. That's when you know you're on the road. He's already on the road. Yeah. He cruising on the road to greatness, to super duper stardom. One of the all-time great players. And that is the mindset you have to have.
Yes, sir.
Ocho, Lakers win 107-98. Rockets did not have KD. We don't know if he'll be there on Tuesday. We just know he missed game 1. What did you like about what you saw from the game tonight?
Listen, the Lakers need to do more. LeBron, last time he came out and played, obviously he asserted himself very early. This game, he kind of facilitated early, Unc and Joe, to get everybody else involved. I think he understood with KD not playing, where would the scoring come from, and the goddamn spacing, it seemed to be horrible offensively for the goddamn Rockets.
Absolutely.
Until Şengün would get the ball down there in the low post or the low block, and then the spacing would be a little better.
Yeah.
But there was nobody to be able to get those points that KD would account for them offensively. As far as the goddamn Lakers go, LeBron did what he needed to do, and I think understanding that, okay, if KD's not playing, I got to make sure I get everybody else going and then insert myself in the game when I have to. Damn, Unc, everybody was in double goddamn figures. Everybody was in double figures.
Well, they shot 60% from the floor because they got no resistance.
Right. And I think because of that, I think LeBron understands I got to get everybody else involved. And when the time comes, I'll get my shots when I need to. I think that's one of the reasons why they won the game tonight.
Yeah, hey, listen. I agree with what you're saying, Ocho, but same thing what Unc said. They have no resistance.
Yeah.
Meaning this is a young team, bro. Everybody trying to get a bucket. Them boys ain't trying, man. Yeah, we're gonna play a little dummy defense for a couple slides, but if you get a late, you know what I mean? Versus, when you got veteran guys out there, man, they ain't gonna let a lot of that stuff slide. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that was tonight for the Rockets was carbon copy of a young squad, bro. I mean, they offense just never looked like they had any chemistry tonight.
Because you don't have to double anybody. As you mentioned, the space is going to be terrible. So you got guys helping off, and I thought Bron gambled a little bit too much tonight because he was looking to get the shoot the alley, and now the guy throws the ball to the corner and the guy knocks down the 3. Yeah. So he's got to be careful with that because we saw a situation where he came to help somebody. The guy kicks it to a corner 3 and then knocks down the 3 and they end up losing the game.
And Bron got that bad too, Unc, now closing out on his man. You know what I mean?
No,
He
half close out, baby. Nah, bro.
Hey, you got to close out, baby. These boys got them pistols now. Hey, they ain't playing.
They too
some
good
shooters out here.
Hey,
them boys, because he normally guarding forwards like Jabari Smith Jr. And you don't get out there on him, he gonna make it.
Yeah.
He gonna everybody 1 through 5 can make the 3 in most situations. You're not worried about a guy like Clint Capella or Rudy Gobert, somebody like that. But most of these guys, they're stretches.
Hey, I was gonna say, you got to understand, LeBron know. Early when you say he's not getting out on there, and instead of getting out there and only just putting the hand up, he got to conserve that energy. He got to conserve that energy.
Ocho.
Not only not especially on the defensive end.
Ojo, you can't. Hey, look, it's some guys like KYP, know your personnel, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's some guys who Jabari Smith Jr., he don't get no catch and shoots, partner. You know what I'm saying? We're going to stay on him. He don't get no catch and shoot.
Right.
And LeBron and Bron gave him little fake closeouts on him tonight. He cashed out on it. He cashed out on it. All I'm saying is, he got to give a little. He just got to get a little more effort defensively. But for the most part, he knew how much energy he was going to have to gauge tonight, Uncle Ocho, before the game started. They don't got enough firepower to keep up with us, period. They scored 98 points. Come on, man.
Right. And the thing was, if you notice, Joe, they tried to pick up LeBron. I mean, he did a good job of getting off the ball. Marcus Smart brought the ball up. Luke Kennard brought the ball up. They were trying to pressure. They was like trying to wear him down, and that's the MO at 41. Obviously, you're trying to save his legs, but you want to pressure him. And I thought he's done a great job all year long of getting off the ball. Luka brings the ball up. AR brings the ball up. Marcus Smart brings the ball up. Even when LeBron's in the game, Marcus Smart is on the ball more times than not. Luke Kennard is on the ball more times than not. LeBron is really turning to a screener.
Hey.
If you look at LeBron, if he touches, he's in the corner. But tonight, he was mainly the screener.
Yeah.
He screen, roll, screen, call for the post, face, okay, do a boom, boom. I mean, hey, Rocket, you can't let him sanitation truck go. Beep, 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 beep. You got to come. Hey, Joe, somebody got to come, Joe.
Hey, that man back right. His head was under the rim. All he did was turn around and shot the ball. I said, man, come on. Anybody going to get no help? Hey, listen, I understand everything you're saying. I like that J.J. Redick gave Bronny a shot tonight. And if I'm just being 100 with y'all, I just felt the pace was just a little too fast. He didn't look comfortable out there to me. I'm just gonna be 100. You know what I mean? But I as a fan watching the game, I appreciate him giving Bronny a shot just to kind of see where he was at, and maybe he'll get another one. You know what I mean? But
if you notice, Joe, when he comes in the game, what do everybody try to do? Pick him up 94 feet.
Yeah.
They try to pressure him because it's one thing to bring the ball up at Sierra Canyon. There's another thing to bring the ball up at USC. But when you got those elite guys, and it's like, you know what? If you look at him, they are on him the moment he gets the ball. They're pressuring him 94 feet. And like you said, Joe, he's going to have to get comfortable. The only way you're going to learn how to play in meaningful games is to get your ass out.
Yeah, that's it. And look, you know these Rocket players, Uncle Ocho, they done took Ime Udoka's personality. Hey, these some little tough, hard-head jokers. So they picking him up full. You talking about Holiday picking up full, Tate picking up full, a Kogi picking up full. Yes. So listen, if you ain't got no real handle, no real bag, you're gonna look uncomfortable, partner. You know what I mean? That's just kind of what it was. But from a fan perspective, when I'm watching the game, I'm glad he threw him out there because that's the only way you're gonna learn, bro. You gotta throw him out there in the fire.
That's it.
And you know what, Joe?
Ocho, you know what happens? You bring your third, your fourth receiver. The two starter guys, they might get off coverage. Those two that just came in the game, hey, they're right there in their face. We're going to see if you can get off man coverage. We know what those outside guys can do. Y'all, we don't know what y'all can do. We about to find out.
And you know,
and so that's the thing with Bronny. But I agree, Joe. The only way you can get better at something is to do something. Be it like, oh, he dressed out. He ain't getting nothing being on the bench.
Nah.
Put his ass in the game. And he'll learn. Hey, I'm sure his dad will talk to him on the way home. Hey, he's probably say, hey, it's basketball. Yeah, the intensity is higher. But you match their intensity. You don't let them dictate. Because they're trying to turn it.
You know it. You know it. Because anytime somebody pick you up like that means, Uncle Ocho, they ain't really respecting your handle. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm going to try to turn you a couple times. Hopefully you can turn this thing over. Or if not that, I'm just gonna make you look a little uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Maybe y'all don't get to start y'all offense at 14. Maybe y'all start y'all offense at 10, and now y'all get into this helter-skelter real quick. You know, it's just small nuances of the game. You know, as you age in the game as a professional, you start to pick up these little habits. And I feel like Bronny, you got to put him in these circumstances so he can know and understand what to do next, or he can see himself on tape. You know what I mean? In them 3 minutes that he played, and he can be like, okay, I got to be better right here. Maybe I don't even bring it up. Maybe I just throw it up to Pops, let Pops bring it up, and then I can, you know what I mean?
And you know, the funny thing about it too, Joe, is, and I don't think what most people don't understand, when you think about regular season basketball, you think about playoff basketball. You can attest to this. When you think about regular season football and you think about playoff football, it's completely different. is completely different. If you look at Bronny and how he's matured and gotten confident when it comes to playing the regular season, or when they brought him up, or what he was doing in the G League.
Hey! Dude, those pills must have had fentanyl in them. You were barely breathing. You wouldn't wake up. So I gave you naloxone.
Even if you're not sure it's an overdose, give them naloxone. It won't hurt them.
Learn where to get it at SanDiegoOpioidProject.org.
Because what's going to happen is when you get those reps, nothing can help you better. Forget watching film.
Right.
Doing it real time.
Yeah.
Understanding what it takes. Not allowing them to dictate whatever rhythm you set. As long as you got confidence, you're going to be all right.
I agree.
Yes. That's it. That's what you got to have. And there is a different level of intensity because there ain't no, you in Miami, then you hit Orlando, then you head through Atlanta, then you head up to Charlotte. It ain't none of that. You got this team for as long until somebody wins 4, you got this team. They know what you're going to do. You know what they're going to do. And like you said, he's a young player. He's never been in this situation before. Okay.
Yeah.
And you got the ball. It's a playoff game. He knows it's a playoff game. Everybody in the building knows it's a playoff game.
And this is what we talk about when you have to learn how to oppose your will, bro. You know what I mean? Because listen, like you say, I know what y'all gonna run. Y'all know what we gonna run. Okay, now let me see you stop it. You feel what I'm saying? So now we're gonna still run our same sets. We're gonna get to our spots. Now it's gonna be my will against yours, and we'll see who prevails. But the Lakers look good. I don't know the significance of KD's injury or how or is it gonna bother him when he do come back? But with KD out there, it's gonna be a different ball game.
Absolutely. The spacing is different. Now all of a sudden you can't drop down and bring that up double with Şengün.
Yeah.
Because Şengün is low. Because he gonna pump fake you and he gonna look to collide you and he's gonna spin one way or another. He's gonna try to get to the float.